from back to front. I'm going to jump around though. So I'm going to read the question. If you need me to repeat it, please do. But I'm going to tell you pretty quick. If you got any questions, ask. All right. Let's see now. District 115, right here. This is going to be Nathan and Susan Wilson. Susan, grab that microphone, see if it's on.
We need to turn it on. Push it all the way up till the red light comes on.
There you go. Now you're live. Tell them who you are and what you're here for.
I'm Susan Wilson. I'm running for the North Carolina House in District 115. I'm sorry I'm a little nasally. I've got a cold. I moved here in 1991. I was a child support enforcement attorney here in Buncombe County. Also did abuse and neglect cases. I have been a guardian ad litem attorney advocate for children and incompetent adults, and was one of the founders of the Family Visitation Center. Linda remembers that. And one of the reasons why I moved to this area was because it's absolutely beautiful, and also because of the wonderful school system. I have a stepson who had ADHD and a number of other things, and the Buncombe County schools were absolutely wonderful for him. I am also, as child support attorney and in abuse and neglect board, I saw a lot of people put out of work when we had vegan clothes, and we had the ball plant clothes, and we had Gerber clothes. And I saw what happened to them, how desperate they were. And I also saw the wonderful things that happened when they could go to AV Tech and they could get retraining and they could find new great jobs. When they could go into UNCA and they could get a degree and graduate and move into a great job. We have some wonderful, wonderful facilities here that we need to be sure continue to be funded well. We have the small business incubator that helps us build business from the ground up, where people can get training in how to open businesses, the proper way to do taxes, all of that kind of thing. And so my three big things are, we need to bring businesses into Buncombe County, and part of how we do that is number 2, by having good educational opportunities here for our people so that they want to come hire our people, and 3, the environment, because a lot of our money comes from tourism.
Good afternoon. My name is Nathan Ramsey, and I'm running for the State House. And I often joke, my wonderful wife is here, I'm running for the House because my wife's trying to kick me out of the House. But, no, that's not the case, even though she probably has reasonable grounds to do so. I'm running for the State House. I grew up here in Buncombe County, went to AC Reynolds, graduated from Buncombe County Public Schools, went to UNC Asheville, went to law school, University of Tennessee, and then came back and started milking cows. And that's what we've done for the last 20 years. My brother several years later, graduated from UNC Asheville, and today I just take orders from him. And we milk about 170 cows and farm about 350 acres and run a nonprofit business out in Fairview. I understand as a small business owner how difficult this economy has been on small business in our business community. Really, small business is the backbone of Buncombe County, and small business is big business here. And for us to be prosperous and for us to be successful, we need our small businesses so they can hire people and grow their businesses. I think state government has many things that we can do to improve our business climate in North Carolina, to improve our workforce skills development. And so North Carolina can be the best place to start a business, to add jobs, and to be successful. I had the honor of serving 8 years as chairman of the Board of Commissioners. I served with 4 Democrats, many good people. Some of them are here today, some of them aren't, but they were all good people. But I think we need folks in Raleigh that can work across the aisle and to try to solve problems instead of focusing on partisan agendas. I think if I'm elected, I will do that. I have a demonstrated record of doing that, and I would appreciate your vote if you choose to send me to Raleigh and kick me out of the House. And thank you so much for your time.
116. I served for one term, and I would like to serve for another term. I'm running because I love where I live. I love our views, I love our people, I love our innovative businesses, I love our downtown, I love our family farms, I love our crafters, I love our business people. I'm very attached to this area. I tell a little joke that when we first moved here, my husband was moved here on business, and it only took me a couple of weeks before I decided I don't ever want to move again. And this is my home and will always be my home. I'm running because this is the place that I raised my children. They all graduated from public high schools. They graduated from public colleges. I have 2 back in graduate school, so give me a couple of prayers at night for my bank account. But it's also where my husband has had a successful business. We've been very active in the community with Big Brothers Big Sisters and Habitat for Humanity in our church and other organizations. And it's where my 93-year-old mother lives today. I really, truly love this area. I'm running because I'm not particularly happy with how I've been represented in Raleigh over the last 2 years. My top 3 issues are education, which has been slashed over $1 billion, that's with a B, $1 billion in the last 2 years. I feel like we need to shore up our schools and make them as strong as we can, because a strong education helps make a strong business community. In addition to that, I'm very concerned about what's been done by my opponent in terms of local issues. I think local issues need to be decided locally. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Tim. My name is Tim Moffitt. Can everybody hear me okay? For those of you that have known me or have gotten to know me over the last few years, you will know that I don't consider myself very political. And when I found out that we have a 2-minute opening statement, I'm trying to think, what am I going to say? Well, what I decided to say was just kind of share a moment with you that I had this week. As most of you may or may not know, I turned 48 years old this week. And my kids were going through our family album, and it was just a really nice walk through history in regards to several generations of my family that have grown up here and have had small businesses here. And it really made me feel very thankful to actually call this my hometown. It made me realize that every year we change. And when I look at those years, those pictures from 20 years ago, back when I was all business up top and all party in the back with that mullet, that was who I was at that time. And it's kind of interesting because I think about Albert Sneed. Is Albert here?
He's hunting.
He's what?
He's hunting.
Yeah, oh, he's hunting. Okay, good. But I met Albert back in 1989, and he actually looked at me when I had that mullet and understood that I was a serious person based on what I was wanting to accomplish. I wanted to have a successful business. And he actually agreed to become my attorney with no money up front, which is, I don't know if you got the same deal from Albert, but he might give it to you. Yeah. Then I was looking for office space, and I could not get anyone in Asheville to work with me because I had no credit until I met Jan Bryant. She was one of the owners of the BB&T building, and she took a chance on me and allowed me to lease space that was in the BB&T building. That was my very first office. And then I started thinking about what preceded me with my dad. My dad had a business here for 42 years, and since we're in Magnolias, I wanted to thank Chris Peterson because, was it your granddad or your uncle? But my grandmother was a waitress at Peterson's Grill. If you remember Peterson's Grill when it's downtown. And every Sunday morning I read the paper with her in between her waiting on customers. So it's great to call this home, and it's great to be here. Thank you.
All right, candidates, you've got the trial run. You've seen our timekeeper in front. She gets really mad if you go over, so you're going to have to watch this. I'm going to ask you the easiest question out of 13, and they go downhill.